Turn this air down. We're not doing no microphone today. I did poor management with the power on my phone. So as a result, I'm not going to use the lapel mic, but I don't think I have the vent. It's not blowing directly at it. So hopefully, I mean, the audio, it'll be fine. It's just, you're going to hear a lot more background. It ain't going to be just as centered on my voice as normal. And yeah, I'm early. I'm mad early. I'm almost like 2 hours early. Work was dead. They gave me the opportunity to use a little bit of my paid time off to leave early. And you know what? I took it because I got a show tonight at the Red Rock in Hartford. So this just give me a time to kind of like have a little extra hour or so to just unwind, get fresh, go over the jokes. I'm gonna stop at Walmart real quick. I gotta get one more thing that I want for this vacation that we're about to take, starting this Saturday. So, you know, we got 6 full days. So we're gonna get to LA Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and that's 7 days, and then we fly back Saturday. So yeah. So, you know, I know some individuals are used to me getting on here around 4:30. I'm here much earlier. It's all good. Y'all can catch it on the replay. I know y'all gonna watch it. And as a matter of fact, what I'm gonna do is to still give you guys the illusion that I was exactly on time. I'm gonna schedule this for 4:30 as the premiere. You know what I mean? That way, those that are accustomed to me going live at 4:30, it's still going to have that feel, but I'm not actually going to be live at 4:30. And I think I should do this more often, you know, at times when I can't necessarily do it on time if I get off work early or something. At times where days that I don't have to work and I don't feel like necessarily recording at 4:30. I could just go live earlier, whatever, and then schedule the premiere for the same time. It's just this time you'll get pre-recorded. You're not gonna have interaction with me. What up, Leah? You ain't gonna have direct interaction with me. You ain't gonna hear no shout outs and nothing like that. But if you put comments, not just in the live thread, but in the regular comments, I'll definitely respond there on the back end and show my love. I got less than 48 hours before I'm in a plane. Bags already packed. Just a couple of small items I gotta add, but the bags are packed. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to go to LA. I still don't have stage time yet as far as anything I'm doing. I can make that happen though, and I will. LA got open mics everywhere during the day, whatever. I'm gonna hit a couple. Hey, what's up, Hers? I don't necessarily have to be on a real show to flex my muscle out there. I probably could have did a better job of securing a spot, but I'm not going out there with myself. I am with my lady, so that changes the dynamics a little bit. Sometimes comedy can get a little exasperating for the individual that's not the performer, but just the significant other. And I get that, because if my lady has some type of passion that required her to be in different cities and on the road constantly, like if she was a professional ballerina or something, and I wasn't really into ballet, but I'm always with her at recitals and whatever it's called. So I get it. I get the concept, but she does like my stand-up, you know what I mean? She's very funny. She's a good judge of humor. And she inspired a lot of my jokes, a lot of my newer stuff. Not everything, but a good chunk of it. You know what I'm saying? So that's my homie in the corner, man, my lady. What? My goal is to hit the stage. Really, I want to say 2 a day, but let's be conservative. My goal is to hit at least 1 stage per day. That's it, 1. And if more can spawn from that, more will spawn from that. I just want to bust ass real quick, get a couple names, get a couple phone numbers, leave my mark. So folks will be like, wow, damn, who is this guy? We need to get him back out here. He's phenomenal. He's amazing. We ain't never seen nothing like that. And if I can get that reaction out of somebody, mission accomplished. Now, last time I performed in the West Coast, I did Hollywood Improv, I did Flappers, I did the Fourth Wall. It was like the Hollywood Hotel. I forget what it's called. That's Florida. And then I did this place in Burbank, the Springbok. But if y'all know my story, I was high off a weed edible. A brownie. I ate like a whole weed brownie. Who knows how many milligrams it had, and I wasn't a weed smoker, and I'm still not. But back then I really wasn't, you know what I mean? And that was the show that I actually got booked to be on. And a lot of people, whoever was at that show, their first impression of me was terrible. So it's 8 years later now, you know what I'm saying? I'm 8 years better. Getting booked to headline on a consistent, regular basis. No more cheap bookings. No more $20, $40, $50 bookings. No. Folk that know, they know better than that. I'm worth more than that. You know what I'm saying? I'm better than that now. It's a whole different. I'm sober. I wasn't sober back then. I was alky, and I was messing with edibles and didn't know what the hell I was doing. 8 years young, I was 39, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm 47. It's different now, you know? I gotta act. I got way more material. Way more. So if they need me to do 1 minute, 2 minute, 3, 5, 10, 15, 25, 45, whatever they need me to do, I can do it. You know, I was mainly open mic, so it's gonna be 2 to 4 minutes. Like in LA, it's different. Like compared to Hartford or Springfield or whatever. There's way more people out there, and it's a lot, because it's more of a population. It's like trying to do comedy in New York. There's just way more people not even trying to do comedy only, just trying to get famous in general. Some of those actors, they take advantage of those stages as a means of working on their acting chops, which makes sense to me. Just like some comedians take advantage of improv classes to work on their comedy chops. So I get it, you know what I mean? The whole point is just being on a stage and being on some type of platform with an audience to, you know, to put your stuff out and get some type of feedback. So I get it. Overstood. But in this episode, like, my mom's watched all my podcasts. This one is not gonna go publicly on YouTube. Nope. I got a Rumble channel too. It's Comedian Mo Green. For anybody that's on here, I should follow it. But these private ones, I wish there was a way I could put the YouTube link in Rumble and it uploads there, but I know it doesn't do that. Now I wish I could, man. My Rumble channel, hold up, let me tell you right now, hold on. Give me 1 second. My Rumble channel is Comedian Mo Green, MOGREEN. And honestly, when it comes to my more racier topics and dirty stuff, I need to be putting those directly on Rumble, but I don't want to break the consistency of what I've been doing here. Because we on this is episode 88? 88 episodes, man. The name of this episode is More Harm Than Help. Sometimes, if we've lived a certain lifestyle, and then we abruptly cut that lifestyle off publicly and go in a complete opposite direction, it may be good for you because you're no longer doing whatever it is that was, wasn't optimal for your life. But being public about it and just doing like a complete 180, sometimes it could do more harm than help. This is ambiguous, let me explain. And I just heard about this morning. This is what inspired this. I wasn't even gonna talk about this. But there's an adult film star named Alora Jensen. There's a lot of white female adult porn stars that got BBLs, big breasts, big booty. Like, it's like they all kind of like clones of Sarah J. If you know about Sarah, that's why I can't put this on my. This can't be public on my mom don't need to be hearing this. But if you know anything about the film star Sarah J, you know what I'm saying, in the early to mid 2000s, you know what I'm saying, she was the top white lady on there. I think she's still like the top 20 in the world, or top 50, and she damn near 50 years old. But anyway, Laura Jensen recently, she just quit the adult film life altogether, like in May, sometime in May, and they show her getting baptized. You know what I mean? And you know, she's trying to make a life for the better. Now, whatever you put online, you know what I'm saying, as far as lascivious things like that, it's never going to go away. But to me, the culture of the world nowadays, everybody has sex tapes, politicians, celebrities. It's not, people aren't as shocked as that. That's not going to necessarily, that ain't going to get you cancer. But my thing is, for her making that drastic change, it wasn't even like gradual, just like, bam, you know what? No more porn, I'm getting baptized. I think overall that does more harm than help. Why? Because I wasn't thinking about Alora Jensen at all, period. She not even, I mean, I like her work a little bit, kind of weird in the face, but you know, I wasn't really, she got a nice body or whatever, a nice surgically enhanced body. I wasn't really checking for her like that. But because I saw her getting baptized underwater, because I saw that, it didn't make me want to like follow her church journey. It wanted me to reach into her back catalog. And that's just me. How many of the other porn adult film aficionados, you know what I mean, randomly see this news and like, oh Lord, word, she in the church now? Word? That's a film star, that's a church girl? Oh man, let me see her old videos. So it's like, her doing that ain't bringing nobody to Christ. It's bringing people to her catalog, man. So how is it really helping? And I always had a problem with those women that make those extreme pivots. I've seen women like this in real life. They were straight up barflies, they sluts, whatever. And I don't have no problem with people changing for the better. But to me, it's about gradual change. It's not you was twerking and getting gangbanged yesterday, and now all of a sudden you in church saying you left that life alone. You mad public about it. I feel like changes and things like that, if you're really sincere about it, especially if you're a public figure, you kind of like fade away. I think that's the better thing to do, so as not to stumble these people that you're trying to convert. Because if you convert yourself, just like a lot of people used to please themselves to your videos and things of that nature, win them over, and it's like, if you ain't been creating content or you just make this dramatic change, that's not gonna make people want to go to Christ. That's gonna make like, oh, especially people that wasn't thinking about her anymore. That's gonna make them want to check it. So I just question the sincerity of people that make these so-called positive changes so dramatically and abruptly, and they advertise it for the world to see. And a lot of them, they don't delete their OnlyFans. Mia Khalifa, I think she left the industry in like 2014. Her stuff's still everywhere. She still got her OnlyFans, even though she said it's safe for work. But there's a lot of money that she still makes from individuals, as far as I know, from the stuff that she created. And she said she only made 12 videos, but I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. Unless she had certain videos when she was changing outfits or whatever. But it looks like she did like 30. But anyway, it just seems disingenuous. If you're gonna make a positive change, make a positive change, cool. But how is it that somebody that's straight up beast in the adult film industry just cut it off cold turkey and become like basically Saul getting struck from the horse by God and becoming Paul instantly? And then now you're a soldier for the army? Like, nah, like I don't. It's disingenuous, man. I would have respected it more if it just wasn't such a big article on the internet, you know. But a lot of these people on the internet, this is what they do. Anything that they can do to get attention on the internet, they can monetize it, whether it's positive or it's negative. You know what I'm saying? They monetize the journey, so it's smart. I get it, but it's just not sincere. I forget, there's a scripture in the Bible that says, when you worship God, you don't got to be all in the front of the synagogue and just being loud about it. You know what I'm saying? God appreciated more if you subtle, if you're in your room, you to yourself, and it's your relationship between you and God. And to me, the thing that determines your character, your faith, or whatever you want to call it, it's not you say, yo, I got baptized, you know, I'm about to turn against, I'm turning against all this. Nah. It's about a continual pattern of changed behavior over an amount of time. I remember there was one chick, man, you know what? I want to check her page again, man, because it's like, chick I rocked with it like years ago. You know, it's a bad little mommy. And all of a sudden, she just got all like, you know, within the last few years, all her posts is about Jesus. I'm saved, I'm saved, I'm saved, I'm saved, I'm saved, I'm saved, I'm saved. Just OD, just like a complete 180 of who she was. Like, almost like you trying to convince yourself more than convince the people. And then a few months after that, I still see her at the club drinking and with tight clothes. Like, come on, man. You better off just making these gradual, subtle changes and letting it naturally become who you are, as opposed to just being loud about it and being extra about it because it looks like it's the cool thing to do on the internet. Yes, every month I talk about not having alcohol since 2019. But it's true, I haven't had alcohol since 2019. Now I haven't been completely sober since 2019, Because when I stopped drinking, like shortly after, I developed an edibles habit, gummies habit, you know what I mean? But even though I wasn't drinking, I wasn't like, yo, I'm in Jesus Christ because I don't drink no more. Yo, you guys shouldn't drink. It's the wrong thing to do. I wasn't doing nothing like that. I was just saying this is a personal journey that I'm doing. And the only reason why I would put it out there like that, because things like that, you kind of hold yourself to task because you don't want to make yourself out to be a liar. And that's what a lot of these ladies could be doing that make that 180, but it's just me quitting drinking. It wasn't a 180 because it was like the third time I quit. You know what I mean? And again, I did not become an activist against people that drink alcohol. I did not become an activist against alcoholic beverages. Like people like Linda Lovelace, like no hate or whatever, but you know, Deep Throat and all that. She was like one of the biggest adult film stars in the freaking 70s. And then in the 80s, she went quick 180. She just one of the biggest, staunchest people against pornography, man. It just seems disingenuous. There's ways you can fade into obscurity. And you can still be positive to the youth. You can still be positive to people. But they don't necessarily have to know your past like that. If you bringing it up, it's going to serve as a major stumbling block. You did what you did. Say your prayers to your God, to your universe, or whatever, you know, and don't just lead by words, lead by example. So, and then I got it's some deep philosophical stuff like Jesus. That's not even his name. His name was really Yeshua, and the letter J didn't come into existence until like the 5th century or something. Like I forget exactly what it was, and you know, there's like I can get into all the inconsistencies in the Bible and the contradictions, blah blah blah. But you know, I mean, that's not the point of this video. The point of the video is sometimes you do more harm than help when you make these hard pivots like this and you publicly express it. Yeah, you might be helping some people, but think about the individuals that you're stumbling. I mean, that's all. I just had to get that off my chest. This is kind of a throwaway episode. You know what I mean? If you want to change, if you lead a certain lifestyle, you want to switch it up, whatever, more power to you. I say people do it as long as you ain't hurt nobody. You do what it is, but just be cognizant that when you go live in public about these things, you can't only think about yourself. You have to think about the potential ramifications of people that follow you, ramifications of people that wasn't even thinking about you. Like how many church folks didn't know anything about her? And adult film star. It's not a church folk. Some of them, you know, some of them gonna be on the internet looking, and you done stumbled a bunch of them. Maybe you know you done got a whole bunch of fans that didn't know nothing about you. Like that's just a fantasy for a lot of individuals. Like the bad girl that's going good, but we still want to see her bad past. That in itself is a fantasy. So you know what I'm saying? From a marketing standpoint, it's actually brilliant. Positive or negative, she gonna get more clicks and more views on her content. That is inevitable. That's gonna happen. Ain't no way around that. So the bag gonna definitely go up, and that's why I just gotta question it, man. You know, I have to question the sincerity. I have to question the hard 180 pivot, especially when I do the math and I break it down and I just see all the benefits. I ain't pocket watching nothing like that, but I just see what it is, man. People are funny style. You know what I'm saying? If Laura Jensen, if she really sincere about this, more power to it. You know what I mean? If she's still going on this path a few years from now, but just the hard pivot. Hey, May, you know what? I'm no longer doing porn. Like May 1st, I'm no longer doing porn. May 3rd, I'm baptized. You see how that? Come on, man. You can give up the porn career, you know what I mean, and kind of just like work on yourself for a little bit, gradual over time, and then when they hear about you, damn, we didn't hear about Allura. Like, where's she been? Oh, you know what I'm saying? She been a missionary for like the past year, and I ain't talking about laying on her back. She literally been going to different countries and spreading the word and the gospel. I respect that way more, but you know, that's just my opinion. That was just something for me to rant about. As I always tell my young up-and-coming comedians, there is no such thing as writer's block. If the comedy guys have not given you anything new to scribe on that page, it is their way of telling you to work out and perfect the things they already gave you. Stay away from the nonsense, stay away from the negativity, stay away from the gossip, stay away from the rumors, stay away from the foolishness. Focus on the funny and lead with love. Life is not something that happens in spite of you. Life is a journey to behold, so get to behold it. With that being said, love every single last one of y'all. I will be headlining tonight at the Red Rock, Hartford, Connecticut, Capitol Avenue, 8 p.m. Anybody that's in the area, the show is free. Holla at y'all. See y'all tomorrow for episode 89.